Okay, so Stoke, West Ham, Liverpool, City, and Watford are the five teams I think have the best fixtures over the next 5 weeks. Okay, so when we have a look at West Ham's fixtures, we can see Southampton at home, Middlesbrough at home, Crystal Palace away, Sunderland at home, and Everton away. Now, those first four fixtures are games where you can, captain players like Payet and Antonio if he keeps his form up. Another option in midfield I've gone for is Lanzini. I really like Lanzini as a player. Do something a bit different. In defence, I've gone for Collins, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. But if you think that he doesn't, look that good, then Collins is another option as a centre back who's probably going to be picking up the bonus points. And for 4.6, not a bad option. So, just depends whether you want attacking or bonus points out of these two. And then I've gone for Adrian, very solid goalkeeper, very good choice in FPL. He's had a decent start to the season. And yeah, you might notice I've not gone for any strikers, just set in stone which one's going to start. A lot of the good point scorers are injured. I guess Zaza is probably the best option if you want to take a risk. But I think when we have a look at some of the other teams that are in this, list, you see some other players for around the same price who are better. Okay, now over the next 5 games, Watford are probably the team with the best fixtures. However, they don't really have a captaincy player the way that West Ham have with Payet. I think the best area Watford are you looking at the two strikers in Deeney and Ighalo. I think Deeney's probably your better bet. Gets more assists as well as Ighalo's just goals, and I believe he's on set pieces as well. Takes the penalties. We've got Barami, looks like a really good option at 4.5. If Capu's risen in price too much for you to afford him anymore, then there's him. Obviously, Capu looks like a great option. I've transferred him in. I transferred him in luckily before his price went up, but his price has now risen to 5 million if you've not already got him in. And Amrabat's in there just as he is also another really good option. More of an assist than a scorer, like Capu's more of the scorer. But with those kind of fixtures, if you want to double up on Watford players with these fixtures, it doesn't look like a bad idea. You can get two cheap midfielders in there that you're going to get you pretty decent points, and that can allow you to bulk up the rest of your team. In defence, I've got Cartwright, a bit like last time. He's going to be more of the bonus point player. However, I would recommend you go for Hollybass at the back, obviously the same price, but he's more of an attacking threat, because they play with the fullbacks. Obviously, there's Zuniga as well. Not quite as good as Hollybass, but he has dropped in price. So, obviously, net Gomez has rose in price this year, so maybe he's not as, good an option. Probably not as good a defensive team as West Ham, who you can get a goalie for the same price as. But if you've already got a West Ham defender, then Gomez could be a good option in net. Okay, so Stoke's fixtures over the next 5 games are West Brom at home, Man United away, Sunderland at home, Hull away, Swansea at home. So there's 4 great fixtures there, and then the fixture against Man United away, which on paper sounds like a bad fixture, but the way Man United have played the past 2 games, then that might not be that bad a fixture to play one of the attacking players in. Actually, given 4.5 with those fixtures, that's a great goalie for the next 5 games. Again, maybe not the United game, but even the way United are playing, it's not too bad. Shawcross, 4.9, he's more of the bonus point, player. But Peters for 4.4 is a good option at the back. See, a lot of the players have dropped in price. But, with these fixtures, I mean, you can pick them up on the cheap. Arnautovic is probably the best option in midfield at 7.3. And then probably Whelan at 4.5 is another good option. He looks like he could get you some assists, get you some good points over the next few weeks, and he only costs 4.4 himself. There's also Bojan as well. I think if you've not got the money for an Arnautovic and you don't want to take a risk on Whelan, then there's Bojan. Obviously, there's Boney, who's, he's not really done much in his first 2 games, but with those fixtures coming up and a player of his ability, you can really do some good things in those games. Okay, so Liverpool's fixtures over the next 5 games are Hull at home, Swansea away, Man United at home, West Brom at home, and Crystal Palace away. So those are all pretty good fixtures. I mean, Man United at home isn't a bad fixture for Liverpool, especially, and even with United's poor form, it becomes a better one. Obviously, that's still 3 game weeks away, so you don't know what form they're going to be in by then. But as it stands right now, that's not a bad fixture. So at the moment, those are 4 good fixtures and potentially 5 good ones as well. So looking good for Liverpool over the next few games. They've been playing nice football as well. In net, you can see Mignolet cost 5 million, the same as the other goalies. Liverpool haven't looked too good at the back so far, so I would probably still lean towards Adrian as the best goalie, or Given, because seeing as he's a bit cheaper. But the back, I'd go Lovren and Klein. Wouldn't really recommend going for Matip. I think for that price, you're much better off going for Klein. And I think the bonus points are probably more likely to go to Lovren anyway than Matip. In midfield, they've got Mane, Coutinho, and Firmino, who are all like captaincy players for pretty much every game other than, the United game. Me personally, I'm looking at bringing Mane in. I don't think his price is going to rise, so I'll probably wait a bit, but I'm pretty set on bringing Mane in myself. I think he's probably the very best out of this midfield. I think over those next 5 game weeks, I think he's going to be getting some good points. I think Firmino is probably another good option, but I personally do prefer Mane. But Coutinho is also cheaper option. Obviously, he's very good as well in FPL. Has been for a few years, and then obviously there's Henderson as a bit of a cheaper option in midfield if you need him. And up front, Sturridge with those fixtures, Sturridge can be a good player on his day. So, for those fixtures, Sturridge could get a lot of goals. Okay, so Manchester City's fixtures over the next 5 games are Swansea away, Spurs away, Everton at home, Southampton at home, and West Brom away. The way they've been playing recently, they've been playing really well. So with those fixtures, you got to look at them. And goalkeepers, I don't really think any of them are that good. I think Bravo cost 5.5, and for the form he's shown and for that price, I think you're probably better off, sticking at some of the 5 mil options that I've shown you from other teams. If you really think that you're going to be keeping loads of clean sheets, you can go for him if you want, but you can get Sanya in there. He's probably going to get you more points anyway if you want a City defender. Obviously, Stones is a cheaper way into the City defence. I've put him in here, but I'm not really too sure how good an option he is because Company comes back, I believe, for the Champions League game that they play this week. They'll have played that by the time this video goes up. I think they've not played it yet of the time me recording it, so I don't know if Company's going to be back or not. But I believe Guardiola has said in his press conference that Company's fit, so his price has dropped. You can get him back in. Probably a better option than Otamendi. He'll probably be getting all the bonus points from now on over Otamendi. So not sure what's going to happen to Stones if he's going to be moved over to fullback because the way the fullbacks come, and plays midfielders, that could make Stones a good option because he's very good on the ball, and he could get more assists there, or he could just play alongside Company, which would still make him a good option because he's still the cheapest way into their defence, or he could get dropped altogether. So I've put Stones in there because he could be a very good option, or he could get dropped. So I'd say wait and see for that one. Maybe miss the game against Swansea away before, deciding whether to bring in Stones or not. Yeah, and then in midfield, there's 2 very good options. De Bruyne is a great option in there. Obviously, he's very expensive though, and with Aguero coming back soon, can you get both of them? But the way De Bruyne has been playing, he may end up being a better option than Aguero anyway, because you've got midfielders scoring goals and he's assisting and scoring, so he could be better than Aguero, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. Sterling been in good form as well recently, 8.4 million, quite cheap for the way he's playing. And Gundogan, I reckon he's worth taking a risk, especially when you look at that price and those fixtures. 5.4 mil for fairly attacking central midfielder in the City team. I reckon over the course of the season he's one that's worth taking a risk on because getting him in now whilst he's probably going to be at the lowest price he's ever going to be at could be good for building team value. However, De Bruyne and Sterling are better options than him, and Nolito will probably be a better option as well because Nolito was a great option until his injury. Not put Iheanacho in there, even though I think he is a good option, but the reason he's not in there is because, sometime during those 5 games, probably for the Tottenham game, Aguero's going to come back. So, then he's going to be gone. And okay, so I just wanted to add on the end. I kind of want to start uploading more videos than once a week, but I don't really have any ideas. Someone told me that I should do like plays to watch and captaincy options, but other YouTubers already do that, and I don't really want to copy them. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this series that I've got here and do it every 3 weeks. So I won't look at the fixtures over 3 weeks. I'll look at the fixtures over 5 weeks, but I'll do it every 3 weeks. That way the fixtures have had, some time to change. There's going to be, 3 new fixtures in there every week because teams like in 2 weeks' time, um, Hull have a good patch of fixtures, but because it falls in between, 5 game weeks, I won't be telling you guys about those good patch of fixtures. So I thought this way it means that if a team ever has a good patch of fixtures, I'm letting you know about it, and also it means I can upload more.